When you realize just how simple and easy it is to shift your frequency, everything you want will come to you effortlessly. Because everywhere you look online right now, you're being taught a technique or a trick to shift your frequency, but it's all undermining the truth, which is that who you really are, your true self, is the highest frequency that you have access to. And that's not something you need to earn. That's not something you need to do in order to prove or to deserve. It is simply remembering who you are. The presence, the natural state of being that is yours by birthright because it is all that you really are. Who you were made to be is everything that you need to create, to have, to experience all that you desire. And you know this to be true because when you're not wanting something, right? When you're not in that energy, that emotional significance, that thinkingness around what you want, then effortlessly and easily you act in alignment with who you really are, putting one foot in front of the other, acting on your inspiration, taking that courageous next step forward, which is actually the path of least resistance towards all that you want and more. This is just a natural intelligence of life that when you're willing to move into the unknown, acting upon your inspiration, trusting in your intuition, believing in yourself, then everything you want comes to you in a way that you cannot plan for, that you cannot predict. But you see, you have to be getting out of your own way, out of your own head. It's the wantingness, the thinkingness in that wantingness that has us waiting and procrastinating and hesitating, deliberating and planning, overanalyzing, right? All of which is just out of fear, insecurity, and doubt. All of these lower frequencies which are being invested and incorporated into our state of being, which is just ruminating on this moment now and everything that's not working out and what we're not capable of and how we're not ready. But you see, when you just trust and act in faith and start before you're ready, no matter what it is, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an artist, whether you're a guide, whether you're a creator of some kind, and doesn't matter whether you identify with any of these because you're creating your life. Your life is the masterpiece, your ultimate creation. And so where are you holding yourself back thinking that you need something before you're ready to get started? Because anything that you think you need, if you don't have it, you don't need it. Because you, who you truly are, everything that you've always already been is everything that you need. All you need really is courage, the bravery to act on what you can't see, that vision you have, that desire you feel, that inspiration that's inside of you that wants to be birthed. It requires only your willingness to act. Everything else takes care of itself when you just focus on the next step, that next puzzle piece which is available to you right now. And you see, I'm speaking from my experience because when I started a little over a year ago on YouTube, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I've been putting it on a pedestal. I've been making it very important. I've been giving it a lot of significance. I didn't want to screw it up. I wanted it to be perfect. And I didn't want anyone to look at me like a fool or judge me or think that I'm some fraud. All of that was myself holding myself back from just getting started. And you see, it wasn't until I gave myself permission, when I acted on courage, when I just got going before I actually felt ready, after all that time of waiting, that I realized that I've been waiting for nothing. That I am that true aligned frequency that I've been waiting for all along. That all I've really needed is the willingness to step out through my fear to get going. And I've not needed more information. I don't need to learn more. I don't need more experience. I just need to trust myself. I am the creator of my reality. And that right there, that knowledge of self is the highest frequency that you have access to. And just as a quick note, if you want to join my 12-week mastermind, which starts at the end of this month in September, comment Vortex down below. There are a few spots left. And if this is all resonating with you, then I invite you to step into this vortex and give yourself permission to step onto this path of least resistance for yourself and to manifest everything that you desire by virtue of who you already are. But I'm going to talk more about that later, because You see, in all of these ways online on YouTube and all these ways in which we're kind of being brainwashed and tricked into some magic way, some methodology, some technique or strategy that we're going to deploy, which requires you to believe in it in order for it to work, which is actually undermining your own natural self, your own inner being, which is everything that you came into this world with, the gifts, the talents, the abilities, the unique perspective that you've cultivated along the way. Everything that you need is already within you. And everything that's arguing against that is just your own fear, your own insecurity, your own doubt, your own guilt, your own shame, all of which you're going to meet along the way anyway. So you don't need to overcome that before you get started. The whole process of overcoming that happens along the way. And that's why manifestation is merely shifting your internal state such that you don't care whether your reality changes or whether you get what you want anyway, because you're good with or without it. You are what you seek. You already have everything within you. So then the journey is the point. Who you become in the process is actually what you want. And that's when you discover something very interesting about this wanting, is that whenever you've gotten what you've wanted from the past, from before, any memory you have of getting what you wanted, and you think that that's given you that feeling of completeness, of wholeness, of joy, of love, of satisfaction, of achievement. It's not actually that thing, but it's actually the absence of wanting because you've gotten that thing that has you feeling that way. It really has nothing to do with that thing. It has everything to do with being present here and now as your true self in the absence of wanting, of thinking, of needing, of hoping, of praying, of expecting, of insisting. All of this thinking, which interferes with your natural frequency, which again is the highest frequency that you have access to, because it is everything that you came into this world being. You are already whole and complete. You are already everything that you need. You're just learning to trust yourself. You're just learning to act on your inspiration. You're just cultivating that belief in your own intuition, all of which is just a simple remembering of who you truly are, which is the choice that you get to make in each moment to be who you are, to express yourself authentically, unapologetically, and to manifest that true self as your desired reality, as the unfolding of every step that you take. And it's just that simple. We love to overcomplicate it because of what we've been brainwashed and conditioned to believe, that we're not there yet. We might be getting there, but we're not there yet. We have to deserve it. We have to earn it. We have to prove ourselves, right? This is totally backwards. It's fear-based, it's lack-based, it's all limited. It's all under the assumption of this linearity, tying the past to the future and moving through the present through the story of who we think we are. But who you truly are is a power so great, is an infinite intelligence, so real, so palpable, so tangible, that you know it to be true when you give yourself permission to act in courage on your inspiration. Trust the divine unfolding, that orchestration of synchronicity, of opportunity that comes to you when you're not in your own way, when you just act before you feel ready. And you see, a little over a year ago when I started on YouTube, I thought I had to do all these things. I needed better equipment. I needed more knowledge, more information. But actually, once I got started, everything started to happen around it. I just did it day in and day out. And I did learn along the way. And I did acquire more information and more knowledge. And I did get better at speaking. But none of that really had anything to do with my own sense of readiness and confidence to do it. That was all just my own feelings getting in the way. And that was something that I got to meet every single day that I did it. And when I followed through on that promise to myself, when I lived through on my commitment to myself, there was no feeling greater. Nothing that's ever come over the last year, and all that's happened, over 34,000 subscribers, tens of thousands of dollars a month in income now, and all the things that I've created and everything that I've produced, none of that even comes close to the feeling of trusting myself, of acting on my inspiration, of following through on my commitment, of building that self-credibility. Because now I know that anything's possible. I know that I'm capable of anything, not because of anything that I've deserved or earned, but because of who I am, who I have remembered myself to be. And that's a gift to receive from yourself, from within yourself, which is utterly priceless. And it's just waiting for you to recognize, waiting for you to remember. And anything that you want to create, it's yours. But you have to be willing to put yourself out there, to be seen as a fool, to be seen as a fraud, to make mistakes. It's not going to be perfect, but it will be unique, and it will happen if you don't give up on yourself. And so this Vortex Mastermind that's happening at the end of this month, for a limited number of creators, along with myself for 12 weeks, we're going to go through this arc of I am, identity, alignment, manifestation, to collapse the gap between where you are and where you want to be, to bring out the full truth of yourself and expression and creation as the embodiment of who you really are, and to manifest that desired reality. And if you're interested in this, if you're interested in joining me, of being a part of this, comment Vortex down below. I'll send you more information about it.